This is Weekly Recap with Solid Finance Podcast, where we bring you economic, finance, business, and geopolitical updates of things that are happening in Africa and the world at large. First, the headlines. Former Vice President Joel Howard of Liberia is being held accountable for a $370 million drugs probe. Congo is saying that they don't want to export their raw materials again to other countries. They want to process it there at home. And then in South Africa, Phakel and Phakela, one of the Match and Match spearhead group leaders, has built a party which is going to be running for a presidential election come next year. So, Joseph, what do you think about these headlines? The former vice president of Liberia, Joel Howard, was on her way to Ghana for a wedding ceremony, and then news has it that one of her boys was arrested for drug trafficking, and then she was mentioned once he was taken to the station, and then he was being interrogated. Questions were asked, and then he had links to her, so she was asked to go to the police station for questioning and all of that. And all week videos has been speculating this is a very serious case, because it's a very bad thing for a vice president to be involved in this kind of dirty game. You would expect a vice president to be, someone who is upright, someone who follows law, a law-abiding citizen. But then I'd like us to watch this video.
Former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor has been formally charged in connection with the ongoing investigation into an alleged transnational narcotics network operating within and beyond the Republic of Liberia. But Howard Taylor was stopped from departing Liberia at the Roberts International Airport and subsequently taken to the headquarters of the Liberian National Police. Following investigative procedures and review of the evidence presented by the Joint National Security Investigative Team.
So, Joseph, what do you think about this update that's happening in Liberia?
First of all, we know politicians, and they are very, very shady people. Not like it's okay. It's not like me trying to say they are not upright politicians, but they are very rare. And for somebody to be at that level of vice president, we know that they already have underground networks, people that they are linked to, they have connections. And knowing human beings as we are, human beings are very greedy, So if you're embezzling money, for example, somehow, some way, you would have to keep bringing in money to yourself, because as you're spending and you're leaving office, you have to keep making money. So they have to put their hands in some shady businesses and all that. Secondly, I feel like it was a very, very misplanned way that they got caught. You get? So I don't think as a vice president you should be that careless.
Oh, so what?
As a former vice president, right?
Okay.
I don't think you should be that careless.
Okay, so what you're saying is that her business is a good business, but the issue is that she got caught.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, when you're doing some certain types of businesses, you get, not like you're supposed to do them, but there are supposed to be some certain way of you making sure that there are no loose ends. I mean, come on. You've been at the peak of power to some extent, so you should know that at every little thing there should be discretion about your businesses. You get? It's a good thing she got caught, though. It's a good thing, because I mean, drugs, it's not good, but at the same time, there are
other charges too, money laundering.
Yes, drugs are connected with the whole money laundering stuff. Now, if you're buying drugs, you have to put the money somewhere. You have to take out the money somehow. So the money cannot just appear in your account.
So it has to be like a hidden account.
Pass through some sort of way. So the drugs will come in at some point.
Okay, so the second headlines has to do with Congo. DR Congo is saying that they don't want to export their raw materials again. They want to process it here at home locally. If you want to do business with them, you have to come to their own country, build the refinery in their country, and then from there things can pick up. So what do you think about that?
Well, it's not a bad idea.
Okay.
It's not. But will the people in charge be able to, be transparent enough with these raw materials now? You get? Because it's not about you saying we don't want to export. The ones that you're trying to say, okay, come inside our country and do them, how transparent are you? You get? So we know these leaders and the way Everything they do is
Firstly, we have an issue with the leaders. What's your problem with the leaders? Why are you attacking them? Because I was thinking that you mentioned that, that it would take years to build a refinery and all of that. That would be your... I didn't think you want to attack our leaders. What's the problem with African leaders?
African leaders. I do not have personal problems with them.
Okay.
I have problems with the offices they handle, because from what they are supposed to do and what they actually do is two different realities entirely.
Okay.
Now, it's not to take anything away from the West. We know the West are more corrupt than even us, the Africans, but we do it in ways that it affects everybody. The West, for example, they have corrupt leaders, but when they want to, let's say, embezzle money or do some shady stuff in the first place, they make sure that they make sure that the way they run their thing, the way they spread the proceeds, they make sure that people are quiet about it. It's like this adage that they say, when there's food in everybody's mouth, nobody talks at the table. You get? But African leaders, in our own, we take the food away from everybody's mouth. We take the plate and everything. So it's not like what they want to do is a bad idea.
Okay.
It's a very good idea. But from the track record we have of African leaders and all their deals, we know that this is going to come back to haunt them. It's just fact.
I get your point. So now the last headline that we're going to be discussing about has to do with the popular match and match leader, Phakel. So now we all saw the videos where Phakel was coming out to say that he does not want foreigners in his country, and that when they go, he's going to create 1 million jobs for every single South African. There will be different videos where he was mentioning that particular word. And then just this week, we saw videos where he was coming out to say that he's going to run for presidential election, and then he's creating his own political party. Now, my angle is, on the 30th of June, before they came out for the match and match, he met with the president. There were videos where he met with the president, and then the president actually allowed it to happen, because if he had said no from that particular point, I am very sure that match and match would have happened. But then he didn't say nothing. We saw video where he was smiling and shaking Phakel, and then now Phakel is trying to run presidential election. What do you think about that? Do you think that he's trying to go against the present government, or this is him trying to speak up for unemployed South Africans?
Okay, I think the whole match and match stuff was just a strategy, because I don't think somebody coming out to tell you I will create 1 million jobs. How does he want to create 1 million jobs? How does an ordinary man want to create 1 million jobs? Nobody decoded what he was trying to say. You get? Nobody decoded it. So from that statement, you should know that this guy is looking for something.
Do you know that this same Phakel once said that South Africa can pay South Africans 1 million rands a year? Does this mean that if he becomes president, that he's going to pay South Africans 1 million rand a year?
If I were to be given a chance as a president in this country, in 12 months, I will transform this country to be the second most beautiful country in the world, better than America. South Africa can pay South Africans 1 million every year for the rest of their lives. Let's say the average life expectancy in South Africa is 70 years. South Africa can pay 70 million to each person in this country to sustain themselves for the rest of their lives. We don't even need to work. We can have these legal immigrants coming to South Africa to work for us, like in Dubai. In the Arab Emirates, only foreigners are working. The citizens, the owners, the indigenous people of Dubai, they don't work.
What do you think about this one? What do you think about what he just said?
I don't know if the person that wrote this particular thing for him is the same person that writes for our own president, because it's quite funny. We all know that this is just more like a manifesto. You understand? It's more like a manifesto. It's coming out to make promises of things he will do and things he will not do when he becomes president. He's trying to stand with the people. You understand? It's a propaganda. It's just him trying to
build love
from the people. Yeah. We all know that once this guy becomes president of South Africa, it's a no-go. Everything is over.
He doesn't care
about anybody. He doesn't. So that's for what he's saying is, to me, I'll just say
It's null and
nonsense.
void.
It's null and void. It's nonsense. Trust me.
All right, guys, that's all we have for you for the weekly recap with Solid Finance podcast. Do well to drop your comments and your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Solid Finance Podcast, for more finance, economic, and geopolitical updates like this.